Hello, friends, and welcome to the Ancap Barber Shop. And I am joined by your host, Adam Brown.
And I'm joined with your host, Scott McDonald.
Woo.
And I'm Dave.
Oh, man, nailed it. Snip, snip, motherfuckers. It's the Ancap Barber Shop, episode 51, and today we're going to be talking about the death of John McCain and the naming of the new Madison, Alabama baseball team. What do you think about that, Adam?
I'm excited.
Yeah?
I'm excited to talk about it, yeah.
Okay, cool. Anything else you're excited about? Anything else you want to talk about or comment on?
No, what would there be that would be new to comment on?
Nothing,
I don't understand.
nothing.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I am just a simple man in a Batman shirt.
Nope, nobody's going to comment on something different about my intro monologue? Not the music.
That was different.
We all know the music was
I feel
different.
like it's the most appropriate music because anybody who knows music knows that there's nothing more anarchistic than jazz scales.
Yeah. No, we definitely toned it down a little bit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a little more.
No, that's incorrect.
It's definitely toned down.
It's not the
What
answer.
would you call it?
What about I said something that I've never said
Selling
before.
out. That's what I call it.
Let me give you a hint.
Sucking the corporate teat.
Yeah.
Snip, snip, motherfuckers. It's
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
Ancap Barber Shop.
No, I just didn't want to talk about that.
All right, so that's fair enough. I guess we're going to move on then. Right off the bat, we've made some pretty significant you know what? No, I feel like I need to be validated and made fun of in this. This was done for the purpose of people insulting me over it. And
Scott, I'm starting to notice a reoccurring pattern with your character, man. Like every time I see you, and you, it's like you're wearing like a hat, and we'll have a good conversation, and then at the end of the conversation, you're like, "Are you not going to make fun of my hat?" it's just like I'd hate to see you in the bedroom, man. You're like, tell me it's tiny. Tell me this shit doesn't work.
It's funny how accurate that describes my personality. I mean, that's not a character thing, but yeah, I mean, you think about purposefully doing something. I don't want to say ironic because I feel dirty saying like.
Well, you don't do
irony.
it. You don't do it ironically. You want to look bad. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so. Whatever. Right off the bat, we've made some pretty significant changes to our Patreon campaign that I'd like to share with you guys. Would you guys like to hear about the change? Did you know that our Patreon campaign has changed a lot?
I heard a little bit about this. Let
Okay.
me know the deets, the
And
specifics.
the listeners are welcome to ride along with us while I explain this to Adam. So, number one, right off the top, we've gone from a per episode charge to a monthly charge, as well as moved some of the perks around and added a few new ones. Pretty cool stuff. So,
What are the benefits of that?
well,
What are the pros? What are the cons?
okay,
Hit me.
so if you're a consumer, the price for the product of the paywall Ancap Barbershop products are now cut in half. They
because
are
it's no longer
reduced.
2 times a month, like
Yeah.
per episode. but
instead
one
of
flat month
instead
you
of
pay.
paying for the tier twice a month, you pay for it once a month, whatever it is, right? So just going through it, and like I said, we've moved some stuff around. Number one is the just El Cheapo, the buzz cut tier of $1 or more per month. And I got to get used to saying per month because I know I'm going to fuck up and say per episode at some point. So at that tier, you get an early release of the regular Ancap Barbershop episodes. You get an RSS feed that gets it to you a couple of days in advance of it being released to the public. To all those dirty, grimy people that aren't on the Patreon that listen to the show. And moving on from that, you also get to access the live stream. Like, so right now we're recording an episode. We're recording it with video. The video will eventually go on YouTube like we've been doing. But if you're a patron of any amount, you could be watching us as we're doing this. So say we fuck up and Adam says his telephone number, and we obviously that's going to be cut from the podcast, and that's going to be cut from the video that goes on YouTube. But I can't edit the Facebook Live podcast, the thingy. What is it called? The video,
The live
the
stream.
live stream. That's the word I was looking for. The live stream. So you can give Adam a call.
There was also that perk you were talking about. Like if you could reach $100 a month, you're going to do one episode a month naked.
Okay.
The three of us eating a tray full of hot dogs.
Yeah. Where are we at on that?
Okay. So you've already hinted on the one thing we did that is actually detrimental. We changed. Our goal was $100 a month to go to weekly episodes, 4 episodes a month as opposed to 2. That's actually been changed to 500. We're expecting some money to be coming in. So hopefully you
That's
guys
some big dog status shit right there, dude.
But let's focus on the things that are good for the listeners. What, Dave?
So we're submitting in so it's $500 hot dog eating contest naked.
Yeah.
Eat 'em Cartman style.
If we got to $500 a month, I would do anything. I can't think of a single thing that I wouldn't do.
Patreons, please write in. What could we make Scott do for $500?
He'll do anything. So
He said anything.
Yeah.
Anything. I mean, a lot of things, realistically, probably more than you would think.
Call the voicemail. Leave us your thoughts.
yeah.
Yes. Okay, so the gentleman's cut tier. This is kind of the flagship. And this is $5 or more per month. You get, of course, the previous perks from the Buzz Cut. In addition, you get a monthly episode of A Little Off the Top, which is basically it's a single segment podcast, and it's usually about 15 to 30 minutes. It's a little bit shorter, right? And we're also you also get the monthly Patreon exclusive live stream that we do with video, with cameras. And you will also get the monthly Patreon exclusive full-length episode. That's a lot of shit. So at that point, you've got the early release, you've got the access to the live stream, the monthly episode of A Little Off the Top, the monthly live stream, and the monthly regular Patreon episode. That's 5 perks for $5. It's $1 a fucking perk. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's fucking doing that.
I've been to Dollar Tree, and I can tell you right now.
They don't have this at Dollar Tree.
They don't have this at Dollar Tree.
No,
You can't-
they do
you
not
can't
have
buy this for
Ancap
$1.
Barber Shop podcasts and live streams and YouTube videos at the Dollar Tree.
I've looked.
So the Pompadour tier of $10 or more per month, you get all of the previous perks once again, and then you also get a monthly Patreon exclusive full length episode. We already did that one, didn't we? Sorry, I fucked this up. But the additional thing at $10 at the Pompadour is you can pick one topic for us to talk about on the show every 3 months of support.
Oh,
Very
that's
cool.
new.
Yeah, that would be interesting. So then, if you wanted to spend some money, you could really throw us some curveballs, because there's a lot of stuff that we'd probably embarrass ourselves if we try to talk about. One more tier, the executive contour level. At this tier of $25 or more per month, this is the posh tier. Yeah, this is for people that just really want to make it rain. You would get all of the previous perks listed that we've talked about so far, plus you get a credit on our website as an executive producer of the show. And if you support us for 3 months at this level, Roger's going to send you a T-shirt.
Hell yeah.
How about that?
I would
Get a
like to
fucking
add
shirt.
a contribution to that one as well. I
what?
feel like for $25 a month, I will do a handwritten letter.
Okay.
Whoever it is. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. We'll be pen pals. You can send me a picture of you, carry it in my wallet.
You know what?
Fact.
It's really hard. No, seriously,
That seems so sincere too.
it's really hard
I'm
to
looking for a pen pal. This is a win-win.
it's hard to think of original things to
And
do
I'm
for
serious,
stuff like
if anybody
this.
does do that, that's legit. Whatever you want to talk about.
That's something original that Dave just came up with on the spot that I wish I had thought up 6 months ago.
I hope I don't regret. You know what? I hope I do regret this. I hope a lot of people are like, I want to pick this Dave guy's mind.
Listen, any of this stuff we've talking about, if at some point we decide we're not going to do it, then it's fine. We're just not going to do it. So
I will back it up. 100%.
none of this is in stone. Just send us your money. No, seriously though, Dave is going to send you letters. One letter for every $1 of support you send us. And
Now we're being a little generous.
so over the past couple of months, we've lost a couple of patrons. We've taken a little bit of a hit. We're doing okay. But we need some help, guys. Come on, throw in on this shit and get some of our podcasts. And a little bit later in the show, we're going to discuss some of the projects we're working on for our Patreon. We've got some new stuff that we've started recording that we haven't put out yet and that we're talking about, and it's going to be really... But seriously, like, if you're one of those people that listens to podcasts, you made it that far and you don't fucks with Patreon... Here's the thing. So, how much is a Netflix account monthly? $9.99.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$10 a month.
$10, right? So, most Patreon campaigns have a dollar tier. For that price, you can support 10 content creators, and I mean, it's not just support them, but buy content from them. It's one of those things. I think Nick Hazelton was the first Patreon that I supported for his show. But then after you get into it, like okay, blah, blah, blah. And I think I spend like $13 a month at this point. I get so much shit for it because it's not just from one thing. It's from all these different content creators. So I'm just saying all that to say, if you haven't used Patreon before, even if it's not for our show, it's a good idea. It's a good model. I think
You
it's
have
great.
a heart.
Send us
We've got kids.
motherfucking money. Yeah. You know what? I did not pull up that I was supposed to pull up.
What's that?
Our new patrons. Did you know we had new patrons?
I know we have one new patron because I know him.
We have either one or two. Okay, so number one, Jacob L. Oh, I'm sorry, J. Leon.
Jacob L, as in House of L, Superman's brother.
Yeah.
Is supporting us at $5 a month.
Yeah.
At the gentleman's cut level. So that should have been louder, but I'm not
glad it wasn't.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you.
Yep.
Jay Leon, Jacob, and then okay. So here's something that I've fucked up, and I've I've misgendered you. I've said your name wrong, and on the show,
yeah. I saw that. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So have we ever been like, hey everybody, check it out, we got a new patron, Segis? I don't think we have.
No.
So I must have missed the message. I don't know how long. I'm sorry, but apparently she has upped her. She has upped to $5, assumedly from $1, or I don't know. She could add a custom donation. I don't think we've shouted you out for that before. We've shouted you out for winning the contest.
Yeah.
But you are my favorite current Patreon supporter for a couple of different reasons. One of them is because you like BioShock. So we'll talk about some BioShock later. But yeah, those are new patrons. So seriously, just thank you. Excellent. We need some more of that shit. So let's go ahead and get into some more of the show.
Big dick Ancap shit. Big dick Ancap shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if it pains me or if it joys me to report that Senator John McCain has died. What do you guys... What? Did you guys hear about this?
No. Yeah, I did. This is forever ago.
What?
We are the latest people with the news.
Mhm.
We should call it 2 weeks later. With
Yeah.
How much research did you guys do on John McCain? What? Just
Honestly.
give me. I'm doing this on purpose. Give me. Give me just like a general impression. It doesn't matter if you know a lot about him, but what do you guys think about this guy?
He's a politician.
Yeah, whatever. I hear such mixed reviews about John McCain. Some people really, really hated him.
I mean, I don't think things are necessarily that black and white. Okay, like
They never are.
He was. There's some bills and there's some things that he tried to pass that were fairly noble. There's some things that he tried to pass that were completely contradictory to what him, his platform, and his party had to say.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a politician. Just lick your finger, see which way the wind's blowing.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's a good way to explain John McCain. I think because in my
He was an
opinion,
honorable POW. I mean,
A lot of people call him a hero,
a lot of people do. I don't necessarily. I think he's a particularly evil person. I really do.
Oh, really?
Yes. And the whole impression I get from John McCain is that everything he does is for American exceptionalism, American nationalism, whatever it is, and it's not guided by any kind of principles. He was a Republican senator. He was supposed to be a conservative, right? So there should have been, at least some. I mean, I'm sure there's lip service, but it seemed to me like everything I've looked into, every problem that this guy tackled that he tried to solve, he tried to do it by growing the government.
I disagree with you. I don't know anything really, or I know a little bit about John McCain, not enough to really defend him as a person.
Okay.
But like as a standpoint, I don't necessarily believe that anyone's evil.
Right.
Like I don't know that.
I agree with that.
I think people are misguided,
Yeah.
sometimes sick, sometimes do evil things, but
Yeah.
those people are not themselves evil, but just
Let me frame that differently then, because I do agree with what you just said.
A very insidious character, maybe.
So here's the thing, even with like straight up war hawk right wing establishment Republicans that are very, very hawkish, John McCain was kind of exceptional in that realm. I don't think there's an intervention that the guy didn't want to be involved in.
Right.
As far as I can tell. But I just like to read just from his Wikipedia page, just to give everybody a short overview kind of his life that you know anybody that doesn't know at this point. So John Sidney McCain III, born August 29th, 1936, died August 25th, 2018, was an American politician and military officer who served as a United States Senator from Arizona from January 1987 until his death. He previously served 2 terms in the House of Representatives and was the Republican nominee for President of the United States in the 2008 election, which he lost to Barack Obama. Y'all remember that? He ran against Obama. McCain graduated from the United States Naval Academy in 1958 and was commissioned into the United States Navy. He became a naval aviator and flew ground attack aircraft from aircraft carriers. So everything that I've heard is he wrote a book, and I couldn't tell you the name of it. I've just heard people talk about it. I haven't read it. Everything before the military for him, he was kind of a shithead. He was kind of his dad was high up, I believe, also in the Navy. Does it say that here? But he had a high-ranking military officer for a father, and he basically kind of rebelled against that, right? He was just a shithead kid, and then he got into the military, and I guess he learned like some discipline, right?
okay.
Maybe. So continuing on, during the Vietnam War, he was almost killed in the 1967 USS Forrestal. God damn it! We made a joke about this before we started recording, and how we're trying to be better broadcasters, but we can't go an episode without Forrestal. That's a weird. The 1967.
It is a weird word.
But I guess it's the name of a fucking boat.
Yeah.
He was a boat guy. Is what he did in the military, right? No, he was a pilot.
He was a pilot, yeah.
He was a plane driver. He was a plane guy. Huh?
Forrestal?
Yeah, Forrestal.
He was a
Forrestal.
a plane conductor.
It's not my fucking fault that they named the fucking plane or the boat or whatever a stupid fucking name. It's not my fault.
That's right, Scuba Steve. It's not his fault he can't read.
Oh yeah, shouts out to Scuba Steve. You guys don't know Scuba Steve, but I do. And he
I don't know
listens to the
Scuba
show.
Steve.
Scuba Steve listens to the show. He's one of my friends.
Okay, cool.
Forrestal Fire. 1967 USS Forrestal Fire. While on a bombing mission during Operation Rolling Thunder. Sounds very heavy metal.
That's sick, yeah.
Over Hanoi in October 1967, he was shot down, seriously injured, and captured by the North Vietnamese. He was a prisoner of war until 1973. Hold on, 67, 69. God damn, dude. That's 6 fucking years.
He was a POW for 6 years.
For 6 fucking years,
That's
bro.
pretty fucking insane.
And he also had they signed for his release like 4 years in, and he stayed another 2 years with his men.
Really?
That's fairly
absolutely.
fucking
He had the
normal.
opportunity.
I may have the years off on that, but I do
It's
know that
something-
he stayed.
Yeah, I mean, it was the difference of a couple of years, and he was married at this point, which is unconscionable to me.
Well, being married, I can kind of understand.
Hey, you know what?
I didn't do the dishes 4 years ago, sir.
He's like, I'm good.
Cindy's a bit of a fucking cunt, so you know what? Just let me get a little bit more of the bamboo under my fingernails. And I was about to say I like regarding his POW time, I would never make fun of that.
No.
That's what I was about to say.
We were just talking about his wife.
Yeah. Now his wife, free game. We'll make fun of her.
Is she still
all we
alive? Is
want.
she a widow?
I think
Or
I
was
would-
he?
I'm not sure.
Different wife. Okay, so Cindy, he's married later on. He was married to a lady. I can't remember her name. Maybe Allison or some shit like that. No, I don't think that's right. He was married to a lady before he's a POW and after he got out, and then they eventually divorced. And there was some quote from him basically saying like it didn't have anything to do with Vietnam. It was because of my own selfishness. Blah blah blah. Whatever. But I seriously like of all the things about John McCain that I don't like, I would rather we not have been in Vietnam. I guess I could say that. But as far as his POW time, I'm not going to sit here and be like, well, stupid game, stupid prizes. I genuinely have a lot of compassion for anybody in that situation.
Yeah, that
whoever they
sucks.
are. Like, that's fucking shitty. That's some shit that I will never know about. I hope. I don't plan on finding myself in that situation. He experienced episodes of torture and refused an out-of-sequence early release. The wounds that he sustained during the war left him lifelong physical disabilities. He retired from the Navy as a captain in 1981 and moved to Arizona. When he entered politics, in 1982, he was elected to the United States House of Representatives, where he served 2 terms. He entered the U.S. Senate in 1987 and easily won re-election 5 times, the final time in 2016. So one of the things that this doesn't bring up, so after he got out, I'm trying to remember if, I think it was after he had married Cindy, after he had broken up with his first wife, and then Cindy McCain, her father was some sort of tycoon. Was it an automobile?
He was like, yeah.
Yeah. So he basically got set. It was it automobile stuff? I can't remember exactly what it was, but he was some sort of business guy, is what I'm going to call him.
He sold liquid paper.
He had a lot of
And at the
Skrilla.
time, they thought that
That was
was
gonna
a big
catch on.
illness.
That was the next big thing.
Oh my God. But at that time, that basically set him up to enter the world of politics, right? So this is funny to me that this even says this. While generally adhering to conservative principles, McCain also had a media reputation as a maverick, which this shit kind of makes me sick too. Woo!
Best test in the West.
I love the audio people are gonna have no idea what happened.
So,
So I'm
yeah.
gonna be like,
Dave started that quick little riff by doing the double pistols with his fingers, and then it was so fun
People
that
are
I
like
had
the
to
Maverick.
join in. I'm just thinking, cowboy, we're shooting up in the air. We in a saloon with John deadass motherfucker McCain. But yeah, he was called a maverick for his willingness to disagree with his party on certain issues. After being in, it's just, I got to stop here for a second. That's not a fucking maverick. Like going from being an establishment Republican and working with establishment Democrats. That's not a fucking maverick. Ron Paul was a maverick. Ron Paul stood up to Rudy Giuliani. I mean, he was the only one of very few people principled enough to be a right-wing guy, or, to be in the Republican Party and be anti-war and be vocal about it and have no cowardice about it whatsoever.
Ross Pro.
Okay.
Okay.
Just take my thunder away when I'm talking about my man, Ron Paul.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird though that like if you're an established member of a certain party like that, like having any sort of disagreements with what they would consider like the norm for a Republican Party member,
Right.
like you're a fucking outcast. Look at this guy. He's a maverick. He does, he don't play by the same rules as the rest of us.
What blows my mind, and I guess this can encompass and blanket anything. Like I remember when I was in school, and there was the cliques and stuff like that. And I remember like I kind of fell in with punk rock kids, and I remember like even in that it would break into cliques. Like there's the kid that wears a bunch of safety pins and think that's cool. There's the kid that has punk shave, and it goes down, and it's like there's all these people that have these self-proclaimed name like the Maverick and stuff like that. It's like. How can you call yourself a maverick moving from one commercial entity to another commercial entity?
Right.
I've never been into that, man. Like everyone has their own opinions on things. Why would you just assume be like, okay, I have to align myself with all the opinions of the Republican Party? So like, I want to be a Republican, so I have to be anti-abortion or this or that or
Right.
pro-war. Like that seems kind of whack. Like have your own
Right.
thoughts. Like it's not Republican and
I
Democrat. There's
love
way
when-
more complicated ideas out there.
I love when you can agree with a politician that's on the left or the right, and you're talking to someone who is staunch left or staunch right, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, "How can you talk about this person this time, and then you talked about this with you agree with being you're pro-choice?" And it's like, well, I mean, yeah, I guess, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Every left-leaning like hardcore Democrat that I speak with calls, were the ones that call me like, "Oh, you're just a gun-toting redneck, fucking
Piece of shit.
yeah." And then you talk to a Republican guy and they're like, "You fucking snowflake. You're one of them liberals."
You fucking.
Well, I find
piece
it kind of
shit.
insulting to think any party would feel like I completely align with them, and that I would have to follow their.
They're both
their
pretty
ideals.
fucking retarded. Like, why do I got to fucking line with them?
South Park nailed it, man.
Yeah.
You fucking Republican motherfucker. Where I'm from, we have universal health care and universal basic income.
You ever heard of
bitch.
Venezuela?
You ever heard of fucking Cuba? They've got everybody's educated there. Everybody's literate. What are we doing here in the U.S.? That kind of just fell off. See, I was originally about to go into that riff and it'd be amazing, and then Dave cut me off a little bit.
My bad. I
And-
stumbled you.
No, it wasn't.
I'll
It really
take the
wasn't
fall
that
for that.
great. It's fine. You know what we do need, and Adam, you're not gonna like this, but I've been thinking about this a lot. We need
course.
a bomb button.
No.
We need a drop that's.
Boom, 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 boom.
Can that be it? Just okay. If a joke bombs, then that's our bomb button.
I've been wondering what that was this
It's a
whole
terrible
time.
idea.
It just says boom. It's just the name of it.
So in Dave's defense, he was thinking that was a bomb.
no, fuck
You
it.
got one, dude.
Do you know what I was thinking? We also need like not a laugh track, although that might be good, but
That's
like
a terrible idea too.
well, no, just hear me out. So for like if a joke really hits, what about? Do you guys remember the Dudley Moore Arthur movies?
no.
Arthur. Well, at the beginning of you've never watched those?
No.
Holy shit!
This is a whole new
Holy
Patreon
fucking
episode, fellas.
shit. When you get stuck between the moon and New York City.
Is that supposed to mean something to me?
Yeah, it's the song that plays at the beginning.
But I just said I didn't see it.
Okay, so we're gonna watch this. I'm not gonna explain the whole movie. Everybody else has seen it, but
I doubt that.
Arthur was he was like a playboy millionaire. He was a drunk. He was an alcoholic. And the first like 5 to 10 minutes of the first movie, it's him drunk as fuck talking to prostitute and just laughing his ass off. So Dave knows. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking like a short clip of Dudley Moore drunk and laughing would be great for that. But we've talked about it so long now that nobody's interested, and Adam doesn't know what I'm talking about. So. Yeah. Oh, that was the wrong fucking one. God damn it. God damn it.
Boom, 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 boom.
All right, I'm gonna stop.
the other one.
I'm gonna piss Adam off. I gotta
This is
stop.
falling apart.
No, this is great. So, after being investigated and largely exonerated in a political influence scandal of the 1980s as one of the Keating Five, he made campaign finance reform one of his signature concerns, which. Okay, I guess you can look at that and you can say, and I don't even know what the particulars of how he planned on fixing that were. I assume it was with growing the government and there being more intervention. I don't know, but the idea on its basis to kind of give Dave some credit for what he was saying at the beginning, like I guess the idea of like let's get money out of politics is a somewhat noble idea. I don't know. I guess it's hard for me to say that because I'm anti-political in nature. But you guys can make up your own minds. But at the same time, like having said that, every time I hear the phrase campaign finance reform, it makes me kind of throw up in my mouth a little bit. Do you guys get that, or is that just me?
Man, I hear every time there's a bill that's passed, especially if the more patriotic the name sounds, the more skeptical I am of it.
Yeah.
Like the Patriot,
Patriot
Act,
Act,
fucking was crazy scary, dude. Net neutrality had me all mixed up. There's a whole episode of me acting just
We still
acting
don't
dumb, being
understand how the
completely
internet
ignorant to what's
works.
going on,
Yeah.
But
They're gonna unplug it.
campaign finance reform, one of his signature concerns, which eventually maybe it just reminds me of John McCain, and I just automatically have disdain for him. I don't know. Yeah. After being investigated, campaign finance reform, one of his signature concerns, which eventually resulted in passage of the McCain-Feingold Act in 2002. And if I was better at my job, I could tell you what that is. He was also known for his work in the 1990s to restore diplomatic relations with Vietnam. Okay, so that's, and once again, I don't know the particulars of this. I didn't think we would spend this much time on the Wikipedia article. This was supposed to be a quicker thing.
My bad.
It's okay. My jokes probably didn't help, but yeah. So I mean that genuinely sounds like a good thing. I don't know exactly what he did there, so I can't completely endorse it. And for his belief that the Iraq War should have been fought to a successful conclusion. He chaired the Senate, which I've got a quote about that later that we're going to get into, specifically about Iraq. Or was it Afghanistan? I don't know. He chaired the Senate Commerce Committee and opposed pork barrel spending. That's fun. Pork barrel spending. I like that. I like the way that sounds.
I don't know what it is, but
I'm sure it's terrible.
Yeah.
I actually, I clicked on this and I can't remember exactly what it was, but I just like the name. # pork barrel spending, everybody.
Is that just referring to like a shit ton of pork in a bill? Like, in order for this to happen, you need to line my pocket for this bill to get signed? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I think.
The more you know.
Pork in the pockets. He belonged to the bipartisan Gang of 14, which played a key role in alleviating a crisis over judicial nominations. McCain entered the race for the Republican nomination for president in 2000, but lost a heated primary contest to Governor George W. Bush of Texas. He secured the nomination in 2008 after making a comeback from early reversals, but lost the general election. He subsequently adopted more orthodox conservative stances and attitudes, and largely opposed actions of the Obama administration, especially with regard to foreign policy matters. I don't know. I don't understand what the qualm between them was. It seems like that they should have been kind of on the same page, because Obama was a terrible warmonger. That's one of those things I hear from Republicans. It's like, Obama hollowed out our military, and I'm just, yeah, I guess maybe he did.
They use words like surgical strikes and stuff like that.
Maybe with because
they
all
use Hellfire missiles.
the drone strike program was started under Obama, right? Yeah. So maybe with that he was able to cut some more stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. You know, I saw a something on Reddit, and I won't be able to spit out exactly what it was because it was so stupid, but it was from one of those really left-leaning subreddits. But anyways, it was like, everyone wants to point out that Obama carried out X amount of drone strikes, but that's largely because
drones didn't really exist in warfare before Obama.
Yeah, like they basically used that as excuse, and they said it was just a product of the times, and it wasn't really Obama's fault. And I was like, that's insane. Like that. Like,
well, we moved from machetes to guns. I'm sorry, everyone is dead.
I couldn't wrap my head around it.
Get with the times.
By 2013, he had become a key figure in the Senate for negotiating deals on certain issues in an otherwise partisan environment. In 2015, he became chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee. He refused to support then-Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump in 2016. After a diagnosis of brain cancer in 2017, he reduced his role in the Senate to focus on treatment. When McCain died in 2018, he lay in state in the Capitol Rotunda. That's a weird sentence.
Yeah, it is.
He lay in state, and I don't understand. And his funeral was televised from Washington National Cathedral. So he died, and that's kind of where the story ends.
Yeah. Did you hear like about late in his life, because he had brain cancer, and like the last stuff he did in office before he stopped I guess working. He was in a meeting with someone, and I can't remember who it was, but he basically like couldn't hold a train of thought. Like, it was really, really, it was almost sad. Like like his brain was scrambled. You could see like he was having really hard time just like phrasing sentences.
See, that's part of my problem with really any politician. I mean, I don't necessarily think you need like super young blood in the office either. But I mean, when you look at a lot of the people that are in the office and the ages that they are, just in the same way that I think you can look at and say, you can't be president until you're 35. You've not lived enough life experience. There's no way that you could have, really been around long enough to be making any decisions for anybody. I think there should be a cutoff point at the other end too. Like, once you're over this age, you're more susceptible to this. You're more, and then it would have thrown like where everybody was being thrown under the bus for even mentioning Hillary's health or anything like that, or even comparing it to Donald Trump's health and his finite amount of energy. That's why he doesn't exercise. It wouldn't even be an issue if there was a cutoff age.
Right. So I've got 2 more articles, and I'm just going to briefly talk about either of them, and I'll put them in the show notes, and I encourage you to go read them, just because we're not going to have time to go through either of them at this point. But one of them is from Medium.com. This was written by Caitlin Johnstone, Johnstone, That's an interesting name. And she's okay. So here is her description: rogue journalist, bogan socialist, anarcho-psychonaut, guerrilla poet, utopia prepper. So
what
you can? Yeah.
Can I get that printed on a business card, please?
And the
that sounds way cooler than whatever was on his business card for sure.
The name of this article, the headline is "Do not let them make a saint of this asshole," and it's good stuff. It is written from the perspective of a very lefty type person. And where is my other article? Maybe it's after. Okay, yeah. So just a couple. So we were just talking about his brain tumor possibly affecting some of his decisions, and this may be insensitive, but I mean, just considering his past and what he went through in the POW camp, there's no way this guy isn't completely fucking deranged, right? Constant beating and interrogation. He had a suicide attempt when he's in there.
Really?
That shit has, I mean, which I guess that you can't necessarily attribute everything to that, but I kind of think that has to fuck you up, right? Emotionally and everything. And he was actually opposed to torture, which I guess that's a good thing. We've got to give him props there. How did that happen?
I fucking hope so. You know?
You know how you really do it. I don't know why he sounds like Krusty the Clown.
McCain was the deciding vote, voting against repealing Obamacare. And did you guys remember this clip? I should have pulled this up. But so he's on the Senate floor, House floor, whatever it is, and he's the last vote, and it's split down the middle. We're trying to repeal Obamacare, and he walks up and he does this thing. And for the audio listeners, I'm putting my hand forward like this, kind of like a Hitler salute. Let's use the other hand so it could be on camera. He does like this, and he holds it up dramatically, and then he does the thumbs down. He says nay, and he walks away. And there's like audible gasps, and everybody freaks out. Dude, does that not make you want to puke?
Does a little bit, but I mean, isn't this the same guy that while they were going over, like, speaking of Joan Texter, they were going over like the rules of engagement for stuff like that, and he was caught on camera. What was it? There was a game he was playing on his phone. Like he was playing poker or some shit like that.
Yeah, maybe. That's
and like they're literally
playing Candy Crush.
They're literally talking about the lives and how to handle people. Like how do we get the bad guys without killing the good guys? And there's so many people, innocent people's lives at stake in these conversations. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm killing it."
fucking hang on, y'all. I'm in the middle of a fucking really heated hand.
I mean, I would have known that if I didn't listen to Joe Rogan, but I think he's mentioned that like 4 or 5 times, and the clip's real easy to find.
That's crazy. I mean, honestly, I don't know that I'm too surprised by the fact that a Warhawk politician is a piece of shit in a Warhawk. You know,
I was about to say, like, I think it takes a special type to just be like, what are we talking about? Is this something important? No, the lives of millions of people. Okay.
Yeah, whatever.
But the
My bad.
the elephant in the room with that gesture is that this motherfucker thinks he's Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah, that's the whole Roman emperor thing.
John McCain, this fucking creep, got way into the movie Gladiator, and you know what?
Well, there's
it's
a lot
a good
of
movie
shit like that. Wasn't there recently a guy who's like, "Yes, I broke the federal laws when I God, what did he do?" But he referred to himself. He's like, "This is my Spartacus moment." It's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Right, dude.
But just in that,
That's what these people. That's sad. I think that's what these people think that they are. They're,
yeah,
fucking
they think they're
gladiators.
fucking kings.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, that's
Well, the way the federal government's grown from what it
Yes.
was supposed to be. I mean, how really?
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, righteously. How
it's
far away
just
are
like with this thumbs down, with this simple gesture, he chose to continue Congress fucking robbing everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just taking their money I mean, I understand that there are a lot of people at this point that are, as Jim Carrey says, embracing socialism, which that guy's a fucking creep too.
Well, he's an idiot too, because the things that he talks about, like the
Net
social
worth.
programs
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And you know, he's just like Bill Maher in the sense that like he's one of those people and be like, yeah, I can do without, or you know what would get Trump out of office? We need a recession. It's like from your fucking ivory towers. That
Right.
is somewhat
Yeah.
an amazing fucking statement
Yeah.
to make.
Yeah, that doesn't work out great
Thanks,
for me.
Dick.
That didn't work out great for any of us.
I know you're all gonna have to suffer, but you can still watch my show.
Jim Carrey.
Suck a dick.
I looked this up. Net worth $150 million.
God damn.
$150 million. No, okay, and
It's amazing. Capitalism really seems to be working for
yeah,
you, Dick.
you
Yeah,
can't
right?
have that. If
Come on,
if
man.
you believe in embracing socialism, you're not entitled to that.
I'm not generally one who can look at stars and be like be able to pull my, because I mean there's so many of them that are complete idiots. I mean when you went up to the Trump rallies or the election of Trump coming up, or when it was coming up, you looked at all the different like Robert De Niro, I'd punch you in the face, and I mean no, it wasn't McCain. Who was it? Ex vice president Biden.
Joe
said that,
Biden.
yeah, said that recently.
Oh
But
yeah,
I
he
mean,
did
it's-
say that. Yeah, I remember.
But I mean, when you look at these celebrities and stuff like that, it's very rare that I can just be like, I can't separate this dude's politics from his role. I'll be honest, man. Jim Carrey's one of those people that since he went dark, like there's something about people when they start fucking painting, they lose their goddamn minds.
So, but we're all like, The Mask was the best movie that was ever made, not the one with the redhead guy with the fucked
I'm gonna
up
say Ace
face.
Ventura too, because I don't think I've ever laughed as hard in my life as I did.
You're
when
gonna
he
say
got
the rhino scene.
dude.
Yes,
I mean, dude, from
the
the second
rhino
he
scene
sticks
was so
his fucking
fucking
finger
funny.
out of the hole, and they're like, "Mommy, I think it's giving birth." And a bare naked ass, like
Yes.
sweaty Jim Carrey, like
That
dude,
shit
even
was
when he
so
pops his
funny.
underwear off and
Yeah.
it's wet, and you hear him throw it, and you hear it splash. Like-
Dude, I didn't even watch that whole movie, but I woke up in the middle of the night with my TV on and it was on, and it just swear to God woke up to that scene, and like not midway through, but like just at the perfect time to start watching it, and like it was, I don't know, who knows what time of night it was, super late, and I could not stop laughing hysterically,
know, right?
like incredibly loud.
It came
like,
up in conversation between me and a friend like 2 months ago. And we looked up the YouTube video. We must have watched it 10 times in a row.
it's so funny, dude.
Sorry, Scott.
And also,
you're fine.
also, I'd like to point out I haven't seen The Mask.
What?
Deal with it, dude.
Somebody stop me.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, so he wears a green mask that turns him into a horny cartoon, and he wears
the Mask of Loki.
Yeah, it's the Mask of Loki, and he wears a yellow Steve Harvey-esque zoot suit with a long chain.
It's beautiful.
It's amazing.
It's
It
a
holds
very-
up.
it's-
We
it
watched
actually
it
is.
within the past like 6 months. Funny as fuck. But okay, here's the quote I was referring to earlier. He said in an interview that he would be okay if we stayed in Iraq for 100 years. 100 more years. And he said as long as Americans aren't
It's easy to write a check that you can't
yeah.
cash.
Yeah.
Here's what he says.
honestly.
He says, as long as Americans aren't being injured, harmed, or killed. Okay, that's off the table, buddy. That's not going to happen.
If they're there, they're going to be harmed, injured, and killed.
You can't be an occupying force
It's like
and
this
there
guy
not
read
be.
Mussolini's manifesto and is like, oh, we're just going to march to the Capitol and we're not going to fire a single shot. We're just going to show them who's who.
Yeah, yeah.
How did that work out for Hitler?
We'll
Like,
we'll be greeted as
worked out all right for a little bit.
liberators.
Great and then really bad.
well, really bad to be. He tried to do the same thing. He tried to march the steps of the embassies in or the capital in Germany. And after reading that, after he was in prison, he was used as a double agent and to spy on the National Socialist Party, and he was the only survivor. Like everybody died. He thought he was going to be able to come in with an armed force, and no.
In World War One, Germany went through Belgium to attack France, and so they actually called it the Rape of Belgium. They went through and they just fucking slaughtered a shit ton of Belgium because they were like pretty neutral and didn't have much of a military. Most of their defense was contracted out to Britain, but they were like fighting at this big fort, the Belgians and the Germans, and one of the captains was like, "Who's guarding their city?" And so he like walked up there like by himself, with a sword and like knocked on the Capitol door and then walked in there and took over. and used that to win eventually the battle. But yeah, I thought that was kind of funny.
So, the thing about this that really kills me is the left wing reaction to the death of John McCain.
Yeah,
Is everybody is coming out just sucking this dude's fucking
Yeah, they are.
cock.
You're like, man,
It's
he was
crazy.
so down the center of the aisle. Sorry.
Maybe finish your eyes
Yeah.
before you interject with your thought.
My bad.
But I mean, like, okay, so the prime example for me is this what's her name, Alexandria whatever Cortez. Yeah,
Who's that? I don't know who that is.
she
It's a socialist. She's now got the Democratic nominee for New York,
well
or one of the districts in New York.
she has a small government position,
Which she was
Okay.
really quick to be like, nobody's won, and blah blah. It's
Right.
like you haven't won yet, ma'am. Like
She has at this point though.
has she?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. But she came out, and I wish I had it pulled up. But I mean, she was straight up sucking this dude's dick, talking about what an American hero he was.
Really?
Which, look, if you want to play politician and you want to be nice, all
That's
you
what
have
you
to
do.
do. Well, no, you don't have to. You don't have to praise the guy when you're obviously like juxtaposed in your belief system.
You just
this
hit him
guy, or
with
maybe
a-
not that much.
You just hit him with a God rest his soul
Yeah,
and then move
you s-
on.
yeah,
you know?
exactly. Condolences to the family. Sorry to hear about the passing of Senator John McCain. That's all you have to say.
Yeah,
We'll let God sort him out, and God bless.
yeah.
Exactly. But it's just like, okay, girl, you're like, you've barely started in politics and you're already
Was she
just
like-
toeing the line
Yeah.
hard. And you're supposed to be like the new Democratic socialist that got elected. If you're in that position, then take the principled stance.
See, I'm not that old. I'm 31 years old, and she's what, 28? She's a year
28,
younger than you?
29, something like that, yeah.
I was about to say, I couldn't imagine trying to put myself in the position
Right.
that she's going for, and I don't know, man. It always bothers me when there's someone younger than me. I guess
Yeah.
that's just going to continue to happen as I get
Right.
older, and that's how you get codgy old people.
Right.
Yeah.
There was there's a Trump quote about McCain. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Maybe.
That is fucking amazing.
Oh, that
don't say it. Don't say it. But do you know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna know it after you say it.
This was while Trump was campaigning before he was elected, and he says, talking about McCain, he said, "He's not a war hero. He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured." wait, hold on. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, that is a solid ass burn right there.
It is, yeah.
Like, just straight for the fucking throat. That, like, this type of shit. You guys know I'm not a Trump guy at all.
But-
this is what I fucking love about Trump. Right here is this shit.
I don't agree with him being a politician. I think he's kind of an interesting cat in himself, just for the simple fact that, I mean, when he was campaigning with the other people, just for the Republican nominee, and they were trying to rip him down, and he just tore him down with a simple like, "Oh yeah, well I paid for your last thing." And hey, McCain, wasn't it you that sat there, and wasn't it me that paid for this, that, and the other? I'm good. In fact, I'm gonna invest my first salary. I'm gonna donate it.
You can sum Trump's attitude up in one simple retort to anything that's said. "Oh yeah, your mother." Like that's Trump,
But
in a
he's
nutshell.
so good at it, man. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes it's been at sometimes it makes my balls
Yeah,
recoil
he's quick.
because
He's
it's-
quick. He's witty.
for the simple fact that, I mean, sometimes there's a little bit of red tape needed between him and other countries' leaders, but I've always enjoyed it, man. Like his thing
Yeah.
back and forth with Kim Jong Un, beautiful.
I feel like Trump, like when he's sitting at the White House, he's just like doing blow and eating cheeseburgers.
He should have been an insult
yeah,
comic,
and
dude.
he's just like, "Oh yeah, the fucking president thing, yeah, whatever." And then he gets up and he goes, "Dude, that's that shit." You know?
So at this point, we've gone way too long about John McCain. So let me just hit a couple of points. He did actually, in an interview, or maybe it was a hot mic situation, he did call his wife Cindy a cunt during his campaign.
natural, like use this.
Like he used the word cunt.
Yeah. So we'll
That's
blame that one on the torture, the brain
John
cancer, or
McCain
something.
is an American hero.
Yeah.
All these comedians trying to take credit for bringing the cunt back. He brought cunt back.
Yeah, dude.
So the third article was actually came out recently on the 26th of August. by Tom Woods. And the name of it is What the McCain Eulogies Tell Us About the Media and the Regime. And it's really interesting. You guys should definitely go check that out. But unfortunately, we don't have time. He did try to ban Ultimate Fighting, like the inception of the USC. Check this out. This is from Forbes.com. This is very short. In 1996, Arizona Senator John McCain famously categorized the sport of mixed martial arts as nothing more than human cockfighting and made it his personal agenda to ban it from the airwaves.
What in the
I am
fuck?
so surprised with as many times as I've heard the name McCain on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Right.
I have never heard that little tidbit.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. For like human cockfighting, this dude sends people to overseas like they're pawns in chess.
Right.
And
What a
he's-
fucking hypocrite. And he's bitching about brain injuries. And stuff.
Yeah, about two consenting adults getting in there and beating the shit out of each other,
Right.
doing what they're trained to do.
Who are both getting paid, by the
Yeah,
way.
I know,
Both
right?
getting paid.
Like that's insane.
So-
That triggered me more than anything else. I'm learning so much tonight.
Quick finishing thoughts about John McCain.
Can
gentlemen?
we give a thumbs up, a thumbs down?
Oh yeah, yeah. Wait, everybody, let's all do it at the same time. Let's make sure we're on. Wait, no.
There you go.
And go.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Oh,
We're all on
okay.
the same page. We all did the thumbs down.
For the listeners, yeah, that was a thumb down.
Sorry, bro.
Are you guys familiar with Karen Ann Harlos? She's the pink-haired lady with she usually wears like a like Statue of Liberty thingy on her head, like the spikes. Okay, you don't know what I'm talking about. She holds some sort of office with the LP, some sort of position with the Libertarian Party. She's joining us on Pax
yeah.
Libertas Productions. How cool is that?
Super cool.
We'll just play the trailer and let the listeners check it out.
Welcome to the Big L, your unofficial source for Libertarian Party news, arcana, and information for the liberty-minded political junkie.
The topics covered will be almost exclusively LP-centric. There are a lot of general liberty programs out there, a lot of general liberty education and shows and activities, but there's very few, perhaps none at this point, that are focused specifically on the Libertarian Party. And these topics will include insider information from my experiences as an officer of the party and a prolific LP activist, and you will walk with me through my adventures.
Here's your host, Libertarian Party insider and the pink flame of liberty, Karen Ann Harlos.
So, a bit about me. I am an unabashed libertarian radical, an anarchist, if you will, and a die-hard Libertarian Party partisan. I would be a classic example of the Kankian partyarch, a term that he might have meant as a pejorative and that I wear with a certain sense of perverse pride.
Find us at biglpodcast.com.
No doubt this will be a journey for both of us, for if there is nothing to be learned, nothing about which we might change our minds, then the whole enterprise of public discourse is lost. And while that might sound overly serious, and now that I hear it pretty borderline pretentious, trust me, I am not particularly serious, and we will have quite a bit of fun.
Subscribe today and help support the show by going to biglpodcast.com.
So the LP was started as the anti-political political party. The Libertarian Party is very good at one thing: taking a small government constitutionalist and turning them into an anarchist in short order.
Thank you for listening to The Big L, where size does matter. This has been a Pax Libertas Productions podcast.
So, big welcome to Miss Harless.
That sounds dope.
You've got
It's
a rip.
nice. It's nice to hear it from a woman's mouth. The size does matter.
Well, you know what?
Honesty.
It might be nice for you, Dave, but fuck off. But yeah, big welcome to Miss Harlos. And
big welcome.
we're looking forward to it. Everybody make sure and go check out the Big L. So let's get into the news.
Welcome to the Ancap Barber Shop, and this is Ancap Barber Boy News.
So here at the Ancap Barber Shop, we've officially retired the original intro music, the song "Kill Myself" by Pinecone Percy. Who is that guy, right? And you've heard the new stuff, and I think it's good. So me and Adam, as everybody's kind of privy to this information. We've been having an argument about kind of the direction of the show. I think Adam favors more of like a really boring, like NPR style. Is that how you would say? You a big NPR guy?
Like
probably?
a mouthful of sand, would you say?
That's perfect.
Like all of the mics, all of the highs are taken out and super muffled. Everything sounds like this.
I'm tired of you guys laughing all the fucking time.
We're talking about the government, and there's nothing happy.
So what I want to do is I like the idea of taking different sound bites and different clips from the show as we go and layering them over the intro. And I actually, if anybody's familiar with the Jim and Sam show, Jim Norton and Sam Roberts, which is a really good show. You should check it out. Blah blah blah. It's not a political thing. It's just comic stuff. But they have what they refer to as like our ridiculously long intro. They did it ironically. It's just a bunch of clips back to back, and then an entire song, like a verse. It's ridiculous. I sent this to Adam, and what did you say?
Oh, hang on.
You're gonna pull the text up.
Let's go to the instant replay, Cotton.
While Adam's looking this up,
it was something funny. I just didn't.
Yeah, I would just say whatever you think, or if you like the way we did it, we just did a live monologue over it. Let us know. Let us know where you like us to go, and tell me that I'm right. What you got, Adam?
You sent it to me. You said, "Here, check that out. That's what I was talking about. It's purposely way too long. Blah blah. It's kind of the joke." And then my response was, I'd kill myself if I had to listen to that intro again.
That's what it was.
Can we hear that? I have not heard it. I'm sorry. Plug your ears. I don't want you to kill yourself,
dude.
I can't. I don't have it ready. I can't do it here, but I will absolutely play it for you later.
All right.
It's trash is what it is.
So we've got a few voicemails this episode, and they're pretty interesting. I don't know exactly what to say about them, but you guys can let me know. And just real quick, if you'd like to leave us a voicemail, maybe you want to wish me a happy birthday. I'm turning 29 this Saturday on the 22nd. Leave us a voicemail. The number is 256-607-3197. So you can remember next episode to make fun of me if nobody calls and wishes me a happy birthday.
It really turns him on and makes his dick move when you make fun of him.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into our first voicemail.
Hello, this is Scott McDonald, the Ancap Barber. I know you're listening to the Ancap Barber Shop, and I don't know who you're listening to. I was kidnapped a few weeks ago trying to record an episode, and the guest just jumped me. Seems he was a communist and sees my means of podcast production. If you're getting this message, please send help. He left me in the closet with some beers, and I'm running out of beer. Worms, y'all. Send help.
That makes sense. Since you did sober up Scott, faux Scott.
Yes.
We hear you, Scott.
Evil Scott.
We're sending more beer, buddy.
I'm going to get out in front of this and deny all of these allegations. This is a joke, everybody. But thank you, caller. Very, very interesting stuff. All right, let's check out this one. Tell me what you think.
Oi, moleque, eu sou MC1, eu sou do Brasil, do anarcocapitalismo do Brasil, e eu vou ser para falar sobre o Brasil, e eu não sei quem é você, né? Beleza, vai. Tchau.
What is that? Is that Italian?
I love
Italian,
reading the inscription of it right there, because the other guy, he said he was Scott McDonald, the Ancap Barber, but when I read it way before, I said the Uncut Barber, and I was like, Scott, I totally thought you were circumcised. You must have a giant-sized head that just sticks out of the turtleneck.
I am circumcised, but yeah, I did. The Uncut Barber. That kind of has a nice ring to it.
A little bit, yeah.
I don't think I could get away with that, though.
Laheim.
But yeah, that was, I'm assuming that was Italian because he said ciao at the end.
I heard Brazil, and it transcribed Brazil like 3 times.
Yeah, I don't know. If there's
anyone
just on the
recognizes
chance
this,
that
please
anybody
call
that's
the Ancap Barber
yes,
Shop.
anybody that speaks Italian, or you know what, even better yet, the gentleman, whoever it was that left the voicemail, I'd love to know what that was.
He's just going to speak gibberish at us again. This guy clearly does not speak English.
Thank you, caller. We've got one more.
I feel like this is a joke. I feel like somebody may have put this in like a porta potty on a job site or something like that.
No, that's a
genius
great
idea, dude. I work
It's
on a
a
lot of job
really
sites.
good
I should
idea.
really do that.
That's
for
funny.
a good time call and leave message.
I don't want to tell anybody to deface private property, but maybe you're at a publicly owned restroom. Go ahead and write 256-607-3197. Call for good head or whatever on the wall.
You just get a bunch of calls from sleepy Mexicans like, yes, I call for a blowjob. Please call me back.
So this is obviously Japanese, right? At first I was like, okay, maybe this is a mistake.
With us, you
but,
on hold.
But there's actually in this one, there's some call outs to the Ancap Barber Shop. So listen.
したいですね。でもどうしてアンカップバーバーショップさんは変態が大好きですか？まだわかりません。でも私も
I heard Ancap Barber Shop and hentai, which means pervert.
I wonder if this guy is pulling like a Super Troopers too. Like, are these real words or is he just putting together words?
It sounds like Japanese to me, and I watch a lot of anime.
We get
so.
it, dude. You speak a lot of languages.
Yeah, man.
ピースとナルトが好きですね。でも多分こちらは難しいね。
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong, guys.
Is that bazooka?
I don't know.
Wait a minute. Hold on, I'm gonna back it up and let's just let it play out because I feel like the only thing bazooka could be is another anime reference. Hold on.
でもじゃあまたでもアンカップバーバーショップさんはすごいポッドキャストね。こんばんは。じゃあまた。
I heard no bazooka.
So, okay, thank you.
Well, shout out to our Japanese fans.
Yeah.
I know we have a lot of them. We're big in Japan.
Our bilingual, our bilingual listeners.
Yeah.
So once again, thank you, caller. If you could let us know what you said, that would be great. If there's somebody that maybe could translate, those are our 3 voicemails for this week. Yeah.
Would it be funny if he was making fun of us?
Yeah.
We're just playing it.
I'm sure he is. I think all of our callers are making fun of us, honestly.
Yeah, so after...
I'm taking that Scott McDonald guy pretty seriously.
Whoever left the message from the movie Billy Madison, that was definitely a stab. That was a burn at us.
Before we move on from Ancap Barber Boy News, I'd like to share a story because this is usually when we talk about what we've been doing.
Right.
And usually we're just like, nah, nothing new. But this is a funny thing that happened to me. It'll be real quick. Don't worry. So, like, I went and just bought a car recently, right?
Okay.
I found one on Facebook Marketplace, and it's an old piece of shit car. I mean, it's not that old, but got a lot of miles on it. But I bought it super cheap because I got the moped. Plan on just using both, you know. So this dude who bought it, like, I went there to buy it, and it was like $1,000 or whatever, you know, in that general range. And so, like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take it. So I take out my checkbook and I start writing check, and he's like, whoa, man, I can't take a check. Got to be cash, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, yeah.
It's fairly standard. Personal checks are bullshit. Business check or cash or money order.
Yeah, and that's partly on me. I should have got a cashier's check, but I don't like riding around with $1,000 in cash.
I've never owned a checkbook. What about that?
What?
Why the fuck would
you guys don't own
Listen,
checkbooks? What the
it's
fuck is wrong with y'all?
2018.
There are sometimes
we
you
have
need to write a check.
cryptocurrency now.
Like
we
when?
have debit. Why do I need a
online
checkbook?
payment,
I paid rent
money-
with
money
with a
order?
check all the time.
That's cute.
Okay, good
Like
for
I
you.
did that for like 2 years.
That's adorable.
Whatever.
Thanks, Grandpa.
I always need to check some. I don't use it very often, but when I go to buy a fucking car or something, I'm gonna fucking write a check. But anyways, so he's like, "No, I don't want a check," and I'm like, "Well, all right, man. I'm sorry. Well, let me go to the fucking bank, get some money." So, and I go to the ATM because the bank's closed. I can only withdraw $800, right? So, because that's all my bank allows me to withdraw from an ATM. So I'm like, all right. So I got $800. Sorry, man. That's all I got. You know what I mean? And he's like, well, just I'll take the 800, but write me a check for the remaining amount.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, fine.
That's
no
tight.
big deal. And if
You should have emptied your bank account and been like, wrong move, sucker.
Yeah, I know. And like I said, I kind of get it because if I took the car and then the check bounced and he could never hear from me again or whatever, he doesn't know that I'm a man of outstanding moral character. But anyways, so he's like,
and humble.
Yeah, I know. And the most humble. No, anyways, he's like he says he's like, so how do I cash this check? You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, well,
You go to the bank and you give it to the teller, and
He too has
They'll do
never
it.
owned a checkbook.
I was like, you just you take it to the
take it to an ATM at this point.
yeah, take it to the bank, ask them to cash it, and they'll hook you up.
They'll walk you through the process.
Yeah,
Very simple.
Yeah.
from around here. Do I need ID?
And he was like, he was just so confused, the poor guy, and like he'd never like seen a check, I don't think.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I don't even have a bank account, so like, can you write it to my girlfriend or whatever? So I'm like, if that makes you feel better, man, like that's
Her
fine.
name is Stella.
Yeah. No, her name was Destiny. So
That's so
yeah.
wow.
I know. He told me. I was
Wait,
like,
my bad. Like, can you write it to her place of work? The pony.
and
The pink pony.
Yeah, so I was like,
I mean, Crystal. Destiny's her dancing name.
so like he says Destiny, and I'm like, of course it is. Okay, and so I write the check for him or whatever, and like I sign it, give it to him, leave with the car or whatever. I get home, and then he like calls me later that night and is like, he's like, hey man, I don't think they're gonna take this check with your name scribbled on it like that. And I'm like, and I like pause. I'm like, dude, that's my signature.
Yeah.
That has to be on there, man.
Yeah, come on.
Like that's what check. That's how they know that I approved it or whatever. And he's like, oh, well, all right, man. I'll keep you posted.
Please tell me he did. Like, hey man, just letting you know, no problems at the bank. They said this is pretty normal. I spell my name out in print very legibly.
Adam,
with a
here's
crayon.
the problem. I showed up, and the first thing they asked me was if I had the check. I'm sorry. The first thing that they asked me was if I had the check on me. I said no, it's at home. And what do you think I should do about this? Hold on.
Boom, 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 boom.
Sorry. that should have hit better.
No, it was a good joke.
Thank you.
Fine,
I appreciate that.
And then I'd be like, well, you should try bringing it with you.
Yeah.
And we'll try that. See how that works.
Right.
You know.
You don't have to change your voice to impersonate yourself, but I like.
Yeah, I know. I
like
do it
the
sometimes.
Flair,
Sometimes when I'm talking to stupid people, that's how I talk.
so they can understand.
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
It's like when I'm on a job site and I'm talking to Mexican people. I'm not racist, but I'm like, can you move your van? I need you to-"
Anyways, that's all I wanted to tell you guys. That was just a funny experience I had, and I'm waiting for him to keep me posted. So
So you still haven't got confirmation that the funds are cleared?
No.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
That shit's gonna hit you in December, like
I
right in
know,
the middle
dude.
of Christmas.
And honestly, like if he really hates it, like I'll drive back up there and I'll give him $350 now that I can access it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But anyways, go ahead.
Okay, so real quick, once again, trying to pimp the Patreon. We really, really want you guys to do that. We are working on a couple of series that will be adjacent to the regular Patreon episodes. The first one is the new season of Attack on Titan, the third season. We're recording 3 episodes, once again, bonus episodes. So if you're not a weeb, which I assume you are if you listen to the show, let me know how far off I am. Then maybe you want to join it. But the idea is we'll release these episodes alongside other regular Patreon episodes. It's a bonus. So if you don't want to listen to it, you still got something. You won't be like, fuck these guys. So we're doing 3 episodes. We've already recorded 1, and it went very well. Each one covering 4 episodes of the show, the third season Attack on Titan. We're also planning on, if everything goes to plan, doing a couple of, once again, bonus Patreon episodes about the BioShock game series, about Andrew Ryan and all that stuff, because there's some interesting political stuff going on there, and I won't say anything more about it. Let's keep going.
What the fuck is the internet?
All right, so we're back with What the Fuck is the Internet? So
Yes.
this one was suggested to us by Daryl W. Perry.
Former presidential candidate, I might add, Daryl W. Perry.
Indeed.
Chair of the Libertarian Party in New Hampshire.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Super cool guy. So recently in North Alabama, they're building up a lot of areas. And this specific spot in Madison, they're going to put a minor league baseball team. They used to be the Mobile Bay Bears or something like that. But anyways,
Right.
They weren't sure what to name them, so they decided to let the locals name them or whatever. So they had a big vote, right? And And as you can imagine, all the suggestions were pretty fucking crazy and out there, you know? I wish I could remember all of them, but some of them are really funny. But anyways, North Alabama is sort of associated with space because of NASA and the Space Rocket Center and all that stuff.
Because of the space people here.
The space people.
The rocket guys, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool. I've
talk respectful. My grandpa worked for NASA. He lives here in Huntsville.
Yeah, a lot of.
What do you mean, you people?
You people. So, like our last team was the Stars or whatever. You know what I mean? We're often called the Rocket City. But anyways, so that's sort of what people were expecting. Anyways, what ended up winning was the Trash Pandas.
Right.
Yeah. How do you feel about that name?
Trash Pandas. I like it. Honestly, it doesn't bother me. I wish that I would have, like, when this whole thing was going on, I was like, I don't care to get involved. But now that it's over, I'm like, oh man, I should have. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This was a guy from Lacey Springs that came up with Trash Pandas, I believe.
Maybe, yeah. I didn't know who it was originally. I mean, it's basically a fucking meme. You know what I mean? Like, people say Trash Pandas all the time when they're talking about raccoons.
Coons.
Yeah. But I mean, whatever. So I'll just read a little bit off this quick article. AL.com. Trash Pandas voted nickname for new Madison baseball team. You voted, and this is the result. Rocket City Trash Pandas, Ball Corp Sync, team owners of the minor league baseball team that will begin play in Madison in 2020, announced at a community event Wednesday night at Rocket City Brewery in Madison that the team would be known by the monikers that received the most votes in the online Name the Team contest.
Right.
So the minor league baseball industry that has brought you the Hartford Yard Goats and the Omaha Storm Chasers. You may now add Trash Pandas.
Hold on. Oh, wait. Did you just say the Hartford Yard Goats?
The Hartford Yard Goats.
I like that better. We should have been
way
the yard.
better.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's fucking cool.
Here's my next question. Why a raccoon reference? What does that have to do with Huntsville
It
or
has
Madison
nothing
or
to do
whatever?
with
Why? I mean, I get it just sounds cool. The trash bins.
Raccoons, I guess.
Yeah,
We do, but I mean, they have those in a lot of places.
I don't know. Just because no one really gives a shit, and they're trying to be goofy.
Oh, I got a good callback. You know what we should have named the team?
What?
The Coon Hunters Toothpicks.
Dude.
Holy shit!
Huntsville Redskin.
If there's ever been a more noble use for a time machine, it would be going back and changing it to the Coon Hunters Toothpicks or the Huntsville Redskins. I'm all in on that too.
I would have went the Rocket City Rocket Dongs. That would have been my vote.
Rocket City.
Oh, okay, that's strong.
Rocket City Red Rockets.
Yeah, there you go. That worked too.
Little kids don't get it. Adults get a little giggle. Everybody go to the game.
Exactly. It's no problem. I don't righteously care too much to read off too much of this, but some of the other ones that were up there, Thunder Sharks was the runner-up.
Yeah, okay.
What do you think about Thunder Shark? This was heated between me and my friends.
Thunder Sharks.
Between Thunder Shark and Trash Panda.
It flows off the tongue nicely, but I don't get it. I don't get the thunder and I don't get the sharks. What does that have to do with me?
Nothing. The same way Trash Panda doesn't. But
yeah, that's
but
the
there's
problem.
there's no sharks even riding thunder in Huntsville.
I've heard that there are sharks in the Tennessee River. That some of them make it into the estuaries.
Yeah, they're really like sickly. They're like they're like the lion from Futurama that they fed tofu to.
You can't own property, man. I can because I'm not a penniless hippie. Oh, great.
Here are some other good ones. The third place was Moon Possums.
Right.
I like that one a little bit.
That's actually strong. That's good.
This actually might be my favorite now. Space Chimps.
That is.
Why are we not the Space Chimps?
I know, right?
That's strong.
That's good.
Yeah.
After that, the Comet Jockeys.
That's good too.
Not bad, yeah.
Comet Jockeys. Yeah. I like it as a broadcast person.
That sounds like a dirty website where the Comet Junkies. No, David, you're thinking of Cum Junkies.
That's all I'm going to read off that article. There was like the Huntsville. The Huntsville, Alabama subreddit was like blowing up over this. Like people were getting heated. Me and my friends were getting heated over it. Like we didn't know. I don't know. Either way, Trash Pandas is way better than Thunder Sharks. There were people standing outside, like with signs that said anything but Thunder Sharks. Like that's how heated this was. This actually had a larger voter turnout than the most recent election.
Makes sense
in our area. Like people got excited about this shit, dude. Like. if that doesn't tell you anything about fucking the state of politics, like,
Well, I mean, I was about to say, in all honesty, like, all jokes aside, I can completely understand that. I mean, I understand some people were passionate about the name, but at the same time, you're not sitting there and you're not alienating anybody with this. You're not. There's no principle behind this. Nobody's asking you what your moral standpoint is, or your ground, or judging you via this name, except for maybe your roommates.
Yeah,
but,
well, you know, in the end,
but we've established they're wrong. So.
Yeah, exactly. So you know,
I hate to interrupt this and derail this, but can you just show the camera your gloves real quick, Dave?
Oh, my bike gloves.
And then turn them around. This is. What is that, Kevlar?
Yeah.
That's whoa.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
That's great. That's amazing. I love that. Everybody go to the YouTube channel.
I have to ride my bike over the train tracks. It's a dangerous area. I've got a hatchet in my book bag.
Fucking throw that at him. Like fucking, oh, god damn it. Hold on.
Dude, you're straight up like Batman. You're like, get a utility belt, dude, and fucking... like
one of the Belmonts. That's all I had to say. Hold on.
Boom, 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 boom.
That's all I had to remember is Belmonts, and it would have been fine. It's a Castlevania reference.
Yeah. I didn't play Castlevania.
Well, you know, that's
all I got for that shit. I just think it's funny. What?
Your childhood was really lacking at
I know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen The Mask. What was the other movie?
Which one? Oh, the Arthur series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that
Sorry.
was all that. But so as we're getting ready to close here, the last thing that I want to cover is there have been some interesting responses that we talked about Eminem's rap battle thing that he's doing, and everything at this point is just coming out of the woodwork. People responding to Eminem.
Yeah.
This was from a gentleman named Tekashi 1969, I believe, and
Tekashi 69.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. So Adam, this is kind of your realm, the hip hop stuff. Tell me what you think about this.
There's not even a 19 in front of you trying to sound like an old man.
Yeah.
I'm back. Yeah, Top Dog's on track. What do you think about that? Keep talking that smack. I'll come around the corner.
I love this guy's mouth.
Yeah, I'm the guy that will come and warn you never to mess with me.
Can you describe his mouth?
It's like a train wreck, man.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever seen the woods in Sleepy Hollow and the way the trees were all like, some were gathered together, some were sporadically spaced apart?
If you could imagine what
Fish lips.
What a dumpster
surrounded
fire
by hair
looks like in a mouth, it would be about like that.
So we're roasting this guy pretty hard, but
his nose is pretty fucked up too.
Yeah, let's let him spit some bars. Let's give Mr. 1969 a chance to
Let's see
redeem
what he's
himself.
got.
I'm EMG. Disrespect me and I'll turn you into an insect. You heard me? That's damn right. I do it damn day and I do it all night.
That's damn right.
Think I'm a fright? Here's a lesson. I'm the dopest man on this planet. And you think I'm like Snoop Dogg. Here's another warning. Don't beef with me. Because I'll turn you into a flea. Disagree.
My mind has changed. This guy is obviously rolling in the pussy, and these other haters need to back off.
Yeah,
like,
honestly.
Oh,
You don't
Jesus.
fuck with
those
those
teeth
guys.
are fucked up from pussy lips. Like,
So, how would you rate Mr. 1969's rebuttal?
That was
it was amazing.
It was strong, right?
Pure poetry.
There's a reason Eminem was too afraid to diss him directly, you know?
This guy's just
He don't
slamming
want
his
none of that.
face in a muff all day because of how awesome he is.
So this next rap battle thing is from a Little Peep, I think. A Little Peep. Check this out.
Lil Peep.
President Trump is a mighty man, running this country the best that he can. The media slumps and the networks lie, but he doesn't flinch, he's a fearless guy.
Which one's Little
Get
Peep?
out
Is
the
it
way,
the old lady on the
Old Man
side?
Schumer, get out the way. Stubborn Nancy, get out the way. All you haters, Trump's on a roll, and it's gonna get greater.
That's so funny.
So what do you think about Mr. Peep's submission to this rap battle contest?
Well, he's looking pretty good since, for a dead guy.
Got
since
the
Lil
MAGA
Peep
hat.
died,
Yeah.
however long ago now. But
I mean, he's not dead. He's old, clearly, and a she. If you
and
look
also
inside.
a woman.
I think this deserves a little bit more.
President Trump is a mighty man, draining the swamp as fast as he can. Let's round them up, one by one. Save our country, get her done. Get out the way, Old Man Schumer, get out the way. Stubborn Get out
I'm
the
gonna have it
way.
stuck in my
All
whole
you
way home.
haters, Trump's
Downloading this shit on my
it's gonna
iPod.
get greater.
I was gonna listen to Run the Jewels.
President Trump is a mighty man.
The comment that is adjacent to this video is, "This is what appears in the corner of my room when I get sleep paralysis." Oh Jesus!
Damn, that's funny.
So, how did Little Peep do? Yay or nay?
Oh man,
Give
that
us
was
the
good.
Adam. Give us the hand thing.
And thumbs up.
Yeah, that's
You know what? I'm gonna stand back, dude. I'm gonna stand up for that dude and his teeth that can't stand up.
Uh-huh.
I think he won this.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Tekashi 1969 won.
Yeah. No, he's
I
it's
mean,
great.
dude, he looked like a strung out booger from Revenge of the Nerds. And I mean, spitting raps like that, dude. Like when he said, "I'm gonna make you an insect," I felt this big.
Oh,
I was like, "Oh shit!"
Oh man,
This has been a good one, guys.
fun.
Yeah.
So listen,
Adam hates this episode. Already. he's like, "There's too much. You have even I laughed in this episode. You fucks."
what have you done to me?
if everybody could do us a favor, I know I keep asking about this, and I'll keep asking until you guys do it. Go
Final suck. Oh,
go subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got to get 100 subs. I know that there's well more than 100 of you listening. That so we can get a custom URL. So go check that out. Also, now as we said before, we are uploading a high definition YouTube video for every episode. So check it out. And look, like the Facebook page, if you will. That would be cool. I'd like that. We're trying to get to 600. We're not far from it. Go do that. I know there's once again, more than that. So, and you can do that at facebook.com/Ancap Barber Shop. You can find our Twitter and Instagram at Ancap Barber. Once again, search Ancap Barber Shop on YouTube. And please, please, please go to patreon.com/Ancap Barber Shop. If you'd like to reach out to us, you can do that at feedback@ancapbarbershop.com via email, electronic mail delivery service. You can leave us a voicemail at 256-607-3197, or if you want, just go to our website, ancapbarbershop.com. Well, gentlemen, this has been great.
All right, y'all.
Worms.
This has been a Pax Libertas Productions podcast.